Ain't that just pretty? Ain't it pretty? Hello, hello. Welcome to the show. SykoYoda back here with another adventure in Minecraft. And today, we're working on taking down this floaty island over here that I absolutely despise looking at. I can't stand it. I gotta do it. Don't want to look at it anymore. Lots of stuff going on. First of all, I got to apologize off the get-go here. We have got some major wind going on in the area, so there's a very good chance that you're going to hear some wind chimes possibly in the background. May get some glitching out. Heck, the power might even go out while I'm trying to record this. Hopefully not, because that tends to ruin recordings. But we're going to go ahead and shoot forward with this. I really like the no moon, by the way. I think it's pretty epic. Also really like the way that's coming out. What do you think of the progress over there? We'll go take a little closer look at it here in a bit as I get some more of this stuff taken care of. As you can see, I got a couple of shovels on me, so I can get quite a bit of this taken out, hopefully, is the plan. And along with that, we should... I might have to go out there. We should have more grass blocks and dirt than we will ever need in our lifetime. Like, ever. Literally ever. At this point in time, I've got so many chests of dirt and grass blocks, it's like, holy cow. Try to, you know, spread it around so everybody knows that it's there and they can use it for whatever. Make sure that I have it available for any project that I'm working on, because that way I don't feel like I'm wasting my time trying to get more of it for something. But it has just gotten to the point where I just feel like this is all I've done with my life. I've just shoveled grass blocks all day, day. All day, day. That's right. I don't even know if I'm picking everything up at this point. I really don't care. If you guys missed it this weekend, first of all, I hope you had a wonderful Halloween. We had an amazing Halloween too. Although I'll let you know how that went when it's actually after Halloween, because I'm recording this prior. But as we speak, right now, you will have already missed it if you're not privy to it or you're not watching it already. Bob Ross is on Twitch, baby, and it is the most beautiful of things ever. The chat is completely useless. Let's face it. It is so overwhelmed with people just saying wrecked and kappa and other things that get delete message that there's no point in even trying to follow it. It's running very, very quickly, and last time I checked, it was still hovering around 50 to 60,000 people watching it. It has been the #1 thing on Twitch multiple times, and I just find it hilarious because I gotta wonder how many people never knew what Bob Ross was. You know, if their first experience of Bob Ross is Twitch. It's just baffling to me. I grew up watching it, and it doesn't lack anything. It's still an amazing thing. It's very cool to see such outpour of people enjoying it. I don't know if they're enjoying it for the same reasons I enjoy it. I just find it very relaxing and quasi-interesting, like entertaining to the point that once you understand the technique, there's not really any other point to get any information out of it. But at some point in time, you just sit there and listen to the man speak, and I tell you what, he's got a nice, smooth, very calming voice, very good voice for, like, you know, calming a baby type of thing. Yes, I just called myself a baby. Get over it. But no, very, very fun and interesting. A lot of Twitters going out about it. A lot of people talking about it on all sorts of social media. And it's been in the news of all kinds lately. And that, to me, is just cool. It's just cool. I actually saw somebody tweet, I think it was Dan's Gaming, tweet out, now that they've done this with Bob Ross, they need to do Mr. Rogers next. 100% agree. I think that would be brilliant. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. I don't know that it'll ever happen, but the idea that it could is just hilarious. Hi, hilarious, I tell you. So that was going on, and then along with that we had the Halloween thing, and I'm assuming and hoping that everybody had a brilliant time with that as well and got lots of candy and everything else that we crave on the Halloween time of year, like seeing a whole bunch of slutty this, slutty that, you know, slutty nurse, slutty vampire, all those slutty costumes. It is the one time a year that girls can get away with getting dressed up and not being called a slut just because they wanted to have fun and go out and have a good time. Do you guys see something wrong with this picture? That it takes a holiday that's all about, well, bastardized holiday, that's all about getting dressed up and cutting loose and having fun, is the only time of year that a woman can feel safe and secure about expressing her own self. To me, that's just wrong. It's just wrong. I don't understand how society can still get away with doing things like calling a woman a slut at all, regardless of how much she sleeps around. You know, a guy does that and he gets called a player. A guy does that and he gets called the man. A woman does that and she's a floozy, a slut, a hussy, no good whore. What's up with the double standard? Why should it be any different for a girl versus a guy? Because what, you want your woman to be pure? After you've dipped your wick in anything that walks on the earth? To me, that is just absolutely ridiculous and backwards thinking. And it's about time that we wake up as a society and realize that everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's their own person and should be allowed to do whatever the heck they want to do. And I personally 100% welcome anytime a female would like to dress up very, very sexy and show a little skin, or wear a little skin-tight outfit, or put on them CMF or CFM boots. That's fine by me. I say go for it. Do it as much as you want. I guarantee you, you won't hear any calling from me. You won't hear me call you anything that is just wrong and out of line. You might say you'll see a smile, and if I'm really in a weird mood, I might walk by and say thank you, and then keep on walking. But other than that, grow up, people. Grow up. Accept people for who they are. You don't like it, you can turn and walk the other direction. Why do they need to change who they are? Enough on that. That was a tangent I didn't even intend on going on. I've seen so much goodness in the world when it comes on Halloween, and I hope that there's a lot of that going on this year for you guys, where you saw a lot of costumes that were not bought at the store. People took the time to figure out what they wanted to be, and they spent some time at Value Village or in front of a sewing machine trying to make the perfect outfit for their season this year. I think that's the best part about Halloween, is the people that actually have a passion for it and they really want to put some thought and effort into what they decide they're going to be and what they're going to dress up as. It's just amazing to see what people do sometimes. I would dare say it's a equivalent to cosplay, and it's kind of funny when you hear people make fun of people who like to cosplay or just in general not understanding what it's all about. Well, there is absolutely no difference, as far as I'm concerned, between Halloween and cosplay. The difference in cosplay is that you are potentially surrounded by other people that are dressed normally and are continuously baffled as to why you would go out in public like that. And I say, why does it have to be any different now that you're an adult? When you were a kid, if your parents let you anyway, you used to go out dressed up in all kinds of things, pajamas, your parents' shoes, all kinds of that stuff, because it was just having fun and being a child, and nowhere have I ever seen it say that you had to stop pretending. You could always continue to pretend. That's the whole point of it. That's why things like cosplay are so prevalent today. That's why things like D&D and other tabletop gaming is becoming more and more of a regular thing for people. Is because just because we grow up and society tells us that we are no longer allowed to have fun and we have to work at a job that we hate, doesn't mean we need to do these things. We can work and do whatever we want for a living. You just have to be able to support whatever else you want to do with life. We can continue to dress up and pretend that we're somebody else as long as we want. And I think that is very healthy. And I love seeing it. Absolutely love seeing it. Woohoo! We are done. We are done. Son of gun. Hot dog. I like it. I like it. I like it. No more floaty island over here. There is one over there, but I don't think it's visible from the main island, so I probably won't worry about it. I also feel like I should try to pick up some of this stuff, so I'm going to hopefully make a quick jaunt over there and come back and pick up a few more of these things. That'll probably be the closest thing. I also noticed that in the video when I was editing the last one for the Halloween special, I made a mistake on a couple of these corners. I did not round these up. See how there isn't a block in between the two straights up and down? That should be the same for all of them, so gotta fix that up real quick on these other ones as well. I know that one over there is done, so I've got 2 of the 4 good to go, and then I can correct this one real quick while I'm here. Although I want to be fairly quick about it because I want to make sure I can grab some more of that dirt. But we are getting to a point on this where I need to start putting in some major... I cannot reach that one. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Get some major roof structures in place, and I don't know exactly how we're going to go forward with that. I do know that I want to implement a whole bunch of wood into it, kind of like beams, structural beams. I also know that I want it to be the dark oak color, which is what we've been focusing on when it comes to the wood color for this. Let's just go ahead and pop all this in there. Okay. Go grab some more of that before it disappears. Maybe we can jump down on top of this one and grab that other one real quick. Where is you? You is right here. Oh, spooky noises, scary. I hope you guys enjoyed that Halloween special. I enjoyed making it. It was fun. Had some fun with editing. I actually spent an entire day going through and just kind of tweaking things on that and editing things out. Not an entire day like 24 hours or 12 hours, but an entire day as in a full work day spending time on that versus trying to get as much as I can done for stuff for YouTube. On average, say I spend an hour and a half recording a video, then that means I spend about 2 hours editing the video. And essentially it's roughly a half hour more. Oh man, did everything disappear? No. Roughly a half hour more than the recording length or the time that I have to set up everything is how long it takes to edit stuff. So that one particularly I probably had 2 hours into different things getting everything recorded, and I probably spent like 6-7 hours editing it all out. So that's quite a bit more time than I usually spend on stuff, but I think it was worth it. I really enjoyed the process and the outcome of it, and hopefully you got the joke at the end of it. Those that didn't stick around all the way to the end, well then you just plain and simply missed out, didn't you? Didn't you? Holy cow. Enderman have been having a field day over here. You see all that? That's terrible. So obviously we got some stuff we need to come over here again, and so baby zombie coming at me. Come over here and take care of at some point. What are you looking at? I'll take you out anyway. I don't care. I ain't scared. Hello, Mr. Spider. But those archways, we were going to show some more of that up close, so let's head over there and take a look at that real quick. how much more dirt and stuff we got here. Get onto shore and take a look at that too. We saved a little bit. It was worth the time going over there and grabbing it. So I had a hard time figuring out exactly how I wanted to go forward with this color in the interior of the structure. And I kind of wanted to do supports with it because it just made more sense. But then I'm looking back at it going, well, maybe that should be wood as well. So these archways potentially should be wood, right? I really like the way it looks, though. See how we kind of have a shadowing effect of the archways, both top and bottom, and then we have this nice arched piece that comes into play. And it's not completely mirrored, as is anything else. Completely mirrored. It's just not possible to do that because of the way that it's set up. But I really, really think that it turned out well, and I'm more than likely going to increase the height of the gray stuff all the way up past that point, and then we will do beams from there up. So maybe this stone hoop here will either be supported by the beams, or maybe it will become something that comes up underneath the beams. I don't know. But if you come over here, you can get a pretty good picture of how close we are to being to the height we need. Let's just go ahead and pillar up next to one of these guys. We are pretty close to the height we need to be to make sure that all the trees can grow. I think we could essentially... Let's see here, right about there. We could essentially force them to grow that short. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks higher. That's the same height as. So we really don't need to go any further. But I like the idea of elongating these upper parts, even though they mirror the bottoms. If we elongate them, it'll give a little bit more illusion of stretchiness to the whole building. Not to mention, since we have a hoop at the top of this with the other color, once we get the gray in there, it'll essentially make the shape of a pill or an oval, if you will. So overall, it should look good. But we are not going to spend any more time on the structure over here right now, because it is very tedious work that I constantly have to go up and down to verify and check that things look correctly, and then along with that, verify and check that they are the same from side to side. And I don't think that does well on camera, so we're going to skip that for now. I'm going to take some stuff over to my base, and we're going to move on to something else. Let's see here. Because I am so tired of the Enderman tearing up my area around here, as you just saw an Enderman run away there, I have been basically limiting how much time I spend here. And I've decided that that's just not a good way to go through the whole thing. Like, I want to spend all that time trying to avoid this area just simply so I can keep this place from getting tore up. Well, at this point in time, it's not feasible. I got to get some work done here if I want to oh my gosh. Oh, so much badness right there. If I want to continue on making headway here, you got to spend the time here. So I can't just focus on getting that hole dug. I can't do that. I can, but I'm not going to do that on camera, because let's face it, you don't want to watch me dig a hole on camera for probably a dozen episodes to get everything completed on that, which is why I've been spending so much time on it. Why am I beating stuff with a frickin' bucket? Am I retarded? Hoi. Okay. Just about died because I'm too busy talking. So what I'm getting at is I want to spend some time over here. But one of those things that I know needs to be done is I need to clear all these trees out. And you're thinking to yourself, wait, what? Isn't that why you chose this place? Because of how cool it looks? Yes, that is very true. I did choose this place because of how cool it looks, and how come there's such a canopy cover here. It adds to the atmosphere and the ambiance of everything. And I intend on putting that back. I'm not going to get rid of the trees per se. I'm just temporarily removing them. Since I need the dark wood anyway to continue the process at the main island there, it makes no sense whatsoever for me to go over to my tree farm and continue cut down of that area when I'm going to need to cut these all down anyway to come back and re-landscape everything. I'm going to be meticulous about this area. By the time I get done with this section, with my little island here, more than likely everything will have been moved like one block, because that's how cray-cray I am about it. But that's going to take a long time, and there's a lot of processes going to be involved in getting all of that taken care of. So right now we're not going to concern ourselves with that. What we are going to do is go ahead and cut these trees down and get some saplings and some wood stored up for the main island project there. You will notice that there's also some giant mushrooms, because this is a dark oak forest or roofed canopy forest or whatever the heck they call it. That means that if I were to take those down, the only way to get those back is, if I remember correctly, make an entirely dark box to bring them back in. So any mushrooms that are whole, like that one right there, I'm going to leave alone and just not touch them, hopefully allowing me to use them in the final product in the area. Any of them that are missing stuff, like this one over here, see how this one is kind of already chopped up because it's got trees growing around it? We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. So I'm going to try today to get some mushroom blocks. I know that it's silk touch, but I don't know how it's silk touch. So let's see what I got on here. I got a regular pick. I got a silk touch shovel. I can try the shovel first, see if that works for me. If that doesn't work for me, I can go grab my silk touch pick. I do not have a silk touch book because I used it for the shears, and I do not have a silk touch axe because, well, I honestly didn't think it would be used for anything, so why waste the silk touch on it? But I have a feeling that I'm going to be regretting not having that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. So if I cut down one block, I get mushrooms just regularly. Okay. Let's go ahead and try the silk touch shovel. Silk touch shovel gave me a mushroom block. Woohoo! Okay, so that's what we need to do to get the blocks. Now, if you want to, because they changed this, and I believe this is the current thing, if you want to get a one-to-one same block, you can no longer get the mushroom blocks as they sit. Like, all the blocks are the same now, or they were. Remember how it used to be like everybody, all the blocks were stem blocks? Let's go ahead and pop one of these down so we can see what they look like. That looks like that actual mushroom block right there. I think they changed it so that the red blocks do the same thing. I want to actually tear one down at some point to test that theory. If that is the case, essentially I'm going to treat these as another set of blocks we can use to design stuff with. I mean, yes, they are mushroom blocks and fairly obviously are mushroom blocks, but they have a cool texture to them. That right there, I bet you it'd go really cool with soul sand because of the waviness to it. Oops. Just something to think about for future builds, and it's also, I swear I heard something walking around. Anyway, it's also something we can try to stockpile a little bit somewhere in our storage area to have available to us. Now, if I remember correctly, there was a... grab some of these saplings before they disappear on me. There was a red one somewhere down there that wasn't whole. I don't know if I want to make the trip down there or not. Let's go ahead and make sure we get all the saplings in the area here. Dark oak saplings are so hard to get, so I really don't want to miss any of them if I can help it. Is there wood in there? There is, right there. I think I've got enough of these around this area. Let's see what we got. I mean, that's going to be quite a bit of wood. I think we got enough. We can probably stop at this point. So I want to head down to that corner over here because I'm pretty sure that's where there was a mushroom, a red mushroom that was kind of messed up, and I want to check and see what the block looks like out of that one. Because if I remember correctly, it's like the spotted red stuff, but I want to double check that. I want to verify that. Let's go along here real quick and grab any of these that might have come down the side of the hill there. Looks like there's no more of them. Let's see here. Is it that one? I want to say it's that one right there. That one looks whole to me. That is not it. Dang it. I know there's one around here. I wonder if I already took it down because it wasn't whole. I could see myself doing something like that. It might just be one of these things where I have to take one of the perfectly good ones and tear it apart to get things working for me here. Yeah, that one's whole. That one's staying. So we actually aren't going to have to tear down too many of these, more than likely. Looks like the standard way for them to grow is conducive to being a whole mushrooms, which is nice that is the case. So many Enderman holes around here. It's just terrible. I can't wait to get that underground project done and see how well it's going to work out. As far as I can determine, it should work exactly how I expect it to, and be intended. Where essentially I'm going to limit the height to 2 blocks, so that means Enderman cannot spawn there at all. And then on top of that, I'm pretty sure that one at the top is full, but we'll go check. On top of that, we'll have everything on the surface fairly lit up. I don't know that all of it's going to be high enough light to not have any spawning at all, but the fact that there's so much dark space available instead of the moderately lit up spots, they should favor conditions with the open area for the spawning below. So aside from the random that's a full mushroom. Alright then. Booger. I don't know where else we could go. This area isn't that big with these kind of trees. You can see kind of how the dark green is there, which is, by the way, part of the reason why I like this area, because I like that grass color. Anyway, we get a random every now and then. It's going to happen, but it should pretty much get rid of all this crap where there's these blocks that are constantly being taken out of everything and ruining my nice, beautiful area. I don't see any red mushroom around here. I had to have taken the one out that was bad. Had to. Well, aside from going to another area to see how they come apart, I don't think I'm going to get to that today. So we're going to skip that for now, which is fine. We got plenty of dark wood. We can start working on those beams. I can finish up those walls. I explained the way that I want to do that with you guys. I can also continue to wrap up the underneath area so we can get that project going. But this was a bit of a talkie and a walkie, as we do here in the adventures of Minecraft. But being the weather as it is, I'm going to cut it off here and hope that we have had enough fun for the day for you guys to enjoy another adventure here in Minecraft with me. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. As usual, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget that like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. And I'll see you next time.